Hey you guys, it is your girl Melissa here, and we have another beautiful makeup tutorial for you guys. This makeup look, when I tell you guys it's highly requested by my clients, I do this look at least 3 to 4 times a week. Sometimes I do this 3 to 4 times in a day because my clients love this look so much. This is that super smoky, sultry brown smoky eye. Sometimes I do it with eyeliner, sometimes I leave it without eyeliner. You can always switch it up. You can make it lighter, you can make it darker. This look goes with any outfit of your choice. So let us get into this look. We have a nice chocolatey dark skin model today. She was actually one of my clients, and I was like, girl, you want to be a model for my YouTube? And she was like, yes. And then we did this look. So now I am doing her brows. I am using the Baddie Belle. She's another makeup artist. Her Instagram name is beauty_by_Baddie. She has her own cosmetic line. And I'm using her brow pencil in the color black. I'm gonna go in between this brow pencil and the L'Oreal Brow Stylist in Brunette to fill in her brows, because I don't want her brows to be too dark, but I do need them to be on the darker side because she is nice and chocolate. She is richly melanated, okay? Her skin is beautiful. She has beautiful eye space, beautiful eyebrows, beautiful everything. So that's why I was like, I need to do your makeup for one of my YouTube tutorials because you guys have been asking for a nice dark skin model, and here she is. All right, so now I'm going in with this pen. This brow pen is from NYX, and it is in the color Espresso. I'm doing some light hair strokes in the beginning of her brow to create a more hair-like effect. So I do this if the client is missing some areas that are more sparse in the brows, instead of making it super, super dark. So next I am going in with a little bit of my lash glue. This one is from Duo. So I don't always do this step, but I do this step if I feel like the client's brows are a little bit unruly. I like to kind of like glue them into place and really press it down. This allows the concealer to go on nice and smoothly. And also, if your client has not gotten their brows groomed, this is also a good tip to do, to lay all the brow hairs flat so that it can be easier to go over it with concealer, and also it could give you a nice clean sharp look even if their brows are not done. And again guys, I'm a little bit sorry, there's going to be some clips that are going to be a little bit more on the blurry side. I apologize. I'm still trying to get my life together with this YouTube, so remember, if you got any tips, let me know. All right, so now we're going in with concealer. I am using the Too Faced concealer, and this is in the color Toffee. So I'm going lighter underneath the brows, and then for the top of her brows, I'm going to use something that's more of her complexion. And I am just cleaning up the brow area with that concealer, and I am dragging it down to the lid so that it can cancel out her whole eyelid space, so that I can have a nice even base to do my eyeshadow. Now more than ever, you make me wanna pull the phone down. Okay, and now I'm going in and blending out that concealer. I'm using a dense brush. This brush is from Real Techniques. Any brush will work for this step. I just prefer to use a more dense brush. Now we are going in with my Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and I believe this is in the shade Rich Sand. It's a little bit closer to her complexion, and we're just going to clean up the top of her brow with that. Okay, so once we have that brow all done, we are going to blend it out one more time. I'm dragging the concealer upwards and really focusing on blending out the edges so that I don't get any harsh lines when I do my foundation. Okay, and now I am blending out the inner part of her brows, making sure that part does not become super harsh or boxy. we want to get a nice fade in the front. So I always do this step to go over the brows, so that way, one, her brows are not connecting, and then two, they don't look super harsh and boxy in the front. And the brush that I'm using to do this is the Baddie Tools 936 brush. This is my favorite brush to carve out the brows and do my cut creases. Anything that requires detailed precision blending and applying concealer, I do with this brush. I have like probably 30 of them brushes.
The kind of girl that you could be down for. Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on. And if I don't let you know.
All right, so the brows are done. Notice that I didn't go too crazy. It is nicely carved out, but I didn't want it to be too dark because this look is going to be more on the softer side. We are using the Mitchell color case, and I am using one of the brown bases in that case as my base. And I am blending out that base with that same concealer brush. Alright, after we do that, we are gonna go into our nude persuasion palette, and I am going to be using the color Chocolat. That color is gonna go in the inner parts of the brows. For this look, I'm gonna be using the nude persuasion palette and my Wild Side palette. Alright, so moving on, I'm using that same Chocolat color and I'm using that as my transition color. I am going to apply that all over the crease. And then I'm going to go into the color Cafe to make it even deeper.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else knows what you do. That's why I'm not spend my life with you. I wanna please you any way I can. I wanna share my world, don't you understand? Love is no one in a million. It goes on and on and on.
And then lastly, I am going on top of the lid with the color Ginger Me from my Wild Side palette. As you can see, this is like a warm reddish brown color. I didn't want it to be too dark on the lid, so we went with that color. And I felt like it really gave this look a nice pop. Okay, now I'm going back, making sure everything is nicely blended.
So you
And then now I'm gonna go in with Butter Pecan, and I'm gonna apply that in the inner corner. Because we are gonna do that feline cat eye look, I wanna place this eyeshadow first, so then that way I don't have to do this step. I always like to add a nude or a white in the inner corner. I feel like it opens up the eyes nicely. You can always switch this off for a shimmer if you prefer a shimmer. But if you're gonna do the feline cat eye look, I would suggest you to do this before so that you don't have to do this after you do that feline cat eye look. Okay, now we're doing eyeliner. I am using my Wet n Wild Mega Liner. And when I do my eyeliner, I like to outline the eyeliner first and then I fill it in. And honestly, don't breathe. Tell your clients, don't talk. Don't even think about moving. Just sit there for as long as it takes me to get it perfected. And I usually have my clients keep their eyes closed until the liner fully dries, because she has like big eyelid space. But if your client has small eyes and if they open their eyes, they might mess up your work and you're going to be really upset. So always make sure you're telling your clients to keep their eyes closed. So now we're moving on to the face. I am using my Good Molecules serum. My client has more normal to dry skin, so we're going to make sure to keep her nicely hydrated. And for the skin, I went for a more semi-dewy finish, not completely matte. I didn't want it to be completely matte. Now we're blending that out with my Beauty blender. And then we're going in with Pond's, and we're going to blend that out with the Beauty blender as well.
Baby, that last to my body so crazy. Baby, I'm talking crazy. I get you running my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I check in with you. I know that I need my friends, but I wouldn't wanna leave. You know, I wouldn't wanna bleed in my heart, my mind, and my body.
Okay, now for the primer, we are using our e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. You guys know I really like this primer, especially if the client has really nice smooth skin, not a lot of texture. I prefer to use this primer. Now, if my clients have more texture, I use something heavier and something more thick, on the thicker side. All right, so for foundation, I actually mixed 3 foundations. I use NARS Namibia. I hope I'm saying the names right. I use a little bit of Zambi and then a little bit of the Lancome 555. Now I'm spraying her face so that it can help me blend out the foundation. And we're gonna go ahead and blend that out using pressing and patting motions. And guys, like, I cannot stress this enough. If you are a makeup artist, you have to know how to do all complexions. There are so many times when my dark skin clients come and they tell me like it's hard for them to find a makeup artist that can do their complexion. So it is very important that you guys know how to master matching your dark skin clients. When I tell you, there are so many times when they come to me, my dark skin clients come to me and they'll tell me like they have had several bad experiences with makeup artists. And I feel like that should not be the norm, because in 2024, now we have brands that go really, really dark with foundations. We have the products needed to do their makeup, because I felt like in the beginning of my makeup career, I always had to improvise when it came to my dark skin clients because I didn't have the products. But now we have it. And as a makeup artist, it is your job to make sure everybody that comes through your door feels beautiful. Like, it is your job to make sure, even if you feel like you won't be able to get it exactly how they want to, they should at least feel like, okay, she matched my skin complexion. And I feel like we need to get rid of this stigma of makeup artists not being able to do dark skin makeup. Like, that needs to be eradicated, okay? It needs to be eradicated. So if you cannot do a dark skinned person's makeup, I don't feel like you should be doing makeup. Like, they are people too. Like, they should not be excluded, and I feel like that's wrong. But anyways, that's my little rant right there. But let's continue the face. So I applied my William Tuttle foundation as her contour, and then now I am using the Juvia's Place blush as her blush, and then now we are going to highlight. And for the highlight, I used the same colors that I used on the brows. As far as concealer, we use the Too Faced and the Tarte Shape Tape. And then I'm gonna use that same brush to blend out everything. And then now we're gonna blend out the nose. I'm making sure to go over every area with my beauty blender and my brush to make sure everything is nicely blended to my liking. And notice I didn't go too bright with the concealer. I kept her undertones the same. Like, when it comes to doing makeup for dark skin, the undertone is very, very important. We do not want our clients looking ashy. We don't want them to look too red. We don't want them to look too yellow. So you really, really have to pay attention to the not just the product colors, but the undertones that you're using. Okay, and then now to set everything, I am using a mixture of powders. I am using the Laura Mercier. I'm using the deep color. I am using the Danessa Myrix setting powder. I believe it's in the color 03. And then I put a little bit of the Laura Mercier honey.
You wanna get with me, stop it.
Okay, now I'm going back in with my beauty blender and I'm pressing that powder in. You guys know I start off with a dry beauty blender and then I press it in with a wet beauty blender so that I don't apply too much setting powder. And I am taking that same powder and I am applying it in the smile lines. For this one, I only used the Deep from Laura Mercier. And I am taking my foundation brush and I am pressing that into her skin. Okay, now I'm just going back and I am fixing the eyeshadow a little bit. We're adding more of the Ginger Me color from the Wild Side palette. Now we are contouring the nose, and for the nose contour, I am going into my Essentials palette and I am using the color Chocolat. This is the same color that we use in the crease. We're bringing it down to contour her nose. You guys know my eyeshadows are very versatile, so they work really nicely on the face for all skin complexions, which I love.
was the baddest. Remember I was pulling up in the valley. You know I take it so when she ride. This nigga's like 10 years old. Shining on the drive, it look like a demo. Every time we kick it like tempo. Shawty made that ass clap, she don't need no applause.
Okay, now we are going to blush her up. I am using the Juvia's Place blush duos. I am using the pink one, and I also mixed it with the orange one. I believe it's 4 and 5, the names, but whatever has the pink one and the orange one, I mixed those two colors together to blush her. I also used my Essentials palette to set her contour. I'm not sure if I have a clip of that or if that clip was just way too blurry, so I couldn't include it. But y'all already know the Essentials palette was used to set her contour. Now I am going in with my Urban Decay Blackout eyeshadow, and I'm using that to line her under eyes. With that, we want a nice smoky under eye for this look.
You know I like when you ride at the top.
I'm stamping that in with like a definer brush, and then now I am going back into my Essentials palette. I'm going to be using Cafe, and I'm going to be using Mocha to blend out that black eyeshadow.
Just to say how much you mean to me. What would you do if I told you you were beautiful? Would you date me on the regular? Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl like you. This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need from you. Say I do, because
okay, as you can see, her eyes are really defined. I really wanted the eyeliner and the smokiness from the under eyeliner to really be in full focus to give her that nice feline look. So we are taking our time to really blend that out and get it to my liking. Okay, I'm just going over my eyeliner just to make sure it's to my liking.
What's the point in waiting anymore? 'Cause girl, I've never been more sure that baby it's you. This ring here represents my heart and everything that you.
All right, now we are going to apply mascara. I am using the L'Oreal Big Shot mascara, or is it Maybelline? One of them, the one in the gold tube. Maybelline, I believe it's Maybelline. Yep, it's that one, the Maybelline Big Shot mascara. And I am just really accentuating her eyelashes. So let me tell y'all a little bit of a story. So my client, she literally pulls out her lashes. So you guys are gonna notice, like, she has really long bottom lashes, but she has no top lashes. And I'm like, how do you have really long bottom lashes and like no top eyelashes? She's like, I pull them out when I'm stressed. So I was making fun of her. I'm like, girl, you gonna look crazy because you only have a few. Like, you're gonna be really bald in the eyes, and you don't want to be bald in the eyes. Stop pulling out your eyelashes. She's like, yeah, I have to get extensions. Like, she has to get like lash extensions so that she doesn't pull them out. So that was funny. So now we're wiping away that setting powder. But yeah, I've heard of people doing that before. I had a friend who used to take off her eyebrows and her lashes. Like, she came one day with no eyebrows and no lashes, and I'm just like, what happened to you? Like, who did it? And she got mad at me when I said that, but she looked crazy. Like, why would you do that? Like, no eyebrows and no eyelashes, you're gonna look crazy. But anyways, guys, let us get on to the face. We are using the Sephora Micro Smooth Setting Powder. I hope you guys went and ordered everything from Sephora from the Micro Smooth Setting Powders, because they were on sale for $7. I definitely stocked up my kit. I got a bunch of these powders because they were on sale. So I'm sure they're probably either going to reformulate or they're going to change it all altogether. So yeah, I made sure I stocked up. So now I'm doing little final touches, touching up the blush, touching up the under eyes. We're going to touch up the contour. Anything to make the face perfection, we are going to do this for the step. But do you guys see how she is nice and chocolate? Everything is well balanced. Her contour is there. Her blush is there. Her foundation shade is there. She's still highlighted. Like, she doesn't look like one color. She doesn't look gray. She doesn't look ashy. She doesn't look too yellow. Now this is what you need when you're doing your dark skin clients, or if you are dark skin, if you're having trouble matching yourself. So I applied some of that Rihanna Fenty highlighter, and we are doing final touches. We are doing the brow with the brow gel, my NYX brow gel. And I am just touching up her brows with that brow pen to make sure they are nice and perfect. Now we are going in with my Brownie Points lip liner, and I am going to outline her lips. So I do plan on expanding my lip liner shades. I plan on bringing out 2 more colors. I want to have one that's brown black. I am having trouble with getting the exact brown black that I want, because a lot of the brown black ones are more on the cooler side, and I'm not a fan of that so much. So I'm working on trying to perfect a color. But in the meantime, we're using Brownie Points, and we're gonna go in with Cafe from my Essentials palette, and I am going to outline her lips a little bit more to give it some more depth. But yeah, usually my lip liner is for my darker skin clients. They run gray, and I don't like that. I want it to be a little bit warmer. So I am working on that right now as we speak. So now I am using Cashmere liquid lipstick, and I'm going to blend that in to the lip liner. Okay, now we are going into Aphrodisiac lip gloss. If the camera would focus. I honestly feel like the camera would be focusing on me instead of focusing on the model. Like, it's really frustrating. I'm gonna get it together, guys. Don't worry, we're gonna get it together. And I am blending that into the lip liner. And then lastly, we are going to use Glowed Up as our topper to really get that nice glossy look. Okay, let's apply the lashes. We are going into that Duo Lash Glue and applying it on the lash line. I'm setting the face with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I know that NYX Radiant. Make that face nice and dewy and not too dry. We're gonna blend that in with my beauty blender. And then lastly, we are going into my fixing spray. This is from Kryolan to really set that into place. Now let's apply some lashes. We are using lashes that are nice and fluffy. And I believe this is a cat eye look as far as the lashes. I've been obsessed with cat eyelashes, and so have my clients. Everybody wants a cat eyelash. That's the new trend now. We have moved away from the 25 mm lashes. Now they want cat eye, they want it shorter, and they want it more fluffy. And I am just blending that mascara in with her lashes. All right, guys, so the look is finally finished. We have a nice, sultry, sexy brown smoky eye with a nice dramatic feline liner, clean skin, dewy skin, not ashy skin, okay? Ashy wear. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time for another YouTube tutorial. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Bye.